Let's go to Chrissy in Boston. What's up, Chrissy?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I can't believe I'm talking to you.
I was just thinking, I can't believe I'm talking to you. That's so good. So what's up?
Well, I first want to say thank you for all that you do. I listen to your show regularly, and it's really helped me.
Thank you for being kind. It's so easy for me to get off the air, and I don't really talk to anybody. I'm like staring at a camera right now, just pretending I'm looking at you. And it's often easy to wonder, like, what am I doing with my life? And so thank you so much for your kindness. I'm grateful.
Awesome. So my question in short is, how do I forgive my parents? To give you some context, I'm trying to.
It's like I'm gonna set this grenade on the coffee table, and I'm gonna pull a pen, and they're all gonna sit down and watch it. Yeah. So, what does that mean? Tell me what that means.
Yeah. So, me and my husband wanted to start to grow our family, and unfortunately, I was given the diagnosis of block 2.
Y'all starting IVF?
Yeah, we're starting our IVF journey. So sorry if I have tears. And I'm so thankful for science, but I'm really angry. But this is another thing that I have to do by myself in life. My parents have always been sure my basic needs were met, but growing up, I felt like I was a referee in their relationship with their arguments, which most of them were about my mother being irresponsible with money or my dad being drunk. I've worked really hard to have a good self-esteem and confidence about myself. I'm really good with money. I think before I speak, I'm a good listener. And lastly, if you need a friend, I try to be the person who others can call on. I don't ask for much in life, but I've always wanted to be a mom. And with this diagnosis, I feel like this is just a slap in the face that after being such a caregiver during my childhood, that I yet again have to do another hard thing. And it feels really lonely.
Yeah. Ugh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Who's walking with you in this season?
Who's walking with me?
Uh-huh. Like, who have you told what you just told me? Who have you already told that to besides your husband?
My therapist.
Okay, so you got to rent a friend. Who's like a person in your life?
I have friends.
Hold on. Who have you told what you just told me? And it's
I told friends I'm going through IVF, but not all the, I guess, all of those things.
There you go. So you have said, like, I want you to go back and hit like the 15-second back button a few times when you first hear this call. Okay. In your opening sentences, you said things like, I feel and I think and I've tried. That is the language of somebody who was the irresponsible adult in her household. That is the language of somebody who grew up with an addict, an erratic parent, somebody who grew up in chaos. And the reason that's the language of somebody who grew up in chaos is you don't know what it even feels like to be whole, or more importantly, to trust yourself. And let me change your language for you, because I can tell you within 30 seconds of hearing from you, you did and you are, not you think and you feel. You are a world-class friend. You're a world-class daughter. And you're going to be a incredible mom. Okay?
Yep.
That all of that starts with you trusting yourself. And that's something you're going to have to practice because you've never been able to do it. The trust you had in yourself was that you could make sure everybody was okay so you could play the game, so you could survive. Fair?
Yep.
Yeah. And you shouldn't have to be going through this alone. But at this point, this is hard language, I know. You have to choose to not be lonely anymore. Which means you have to open yourself up to potentially being hurt really bad again. By telling your friends, I'm heartbroken and I'm sad and I'm scared, and one of them's going to say something stupid. And one of them's going to hurt your feelings. One of them's going to say something dumb. One of them's going to be like, "Oh yeah, well my journey was," and you're going to be like, "How about you take your journey and shove it up here?" Right? It doesn't matter. And they're going to screw it up, and you're going to have to continue to be vulnerable and choose to not be lonely. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. I definitely struggle with. I always feel like when I'm talking with friends when something's going on with my life, it feels like I'm overly asserting myself or putting my problems onto others.
That's because the people who were by design supposed to teach you how to carry problems gave you theirs.
Yeah.
And as a young kid, you've heard my bricks in the backpack. Instead of parents walking alongside their children and holding their bricks with them and teaching them the weight and how heavy things are age appropriately, your parents handed you all their cinder blocks and said, "Here, kid, you carry this." And so now, basic, "I need help." Basic, "Will you just cry with me?" Basic, "Hey, will you bring chips and queso over? Because I don't want to get out of bed." That feels like a burden.
Yeah.
Instead of just life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that makes perfect sense.
Can I say something provocative?
Yeah.
I don't think you're mad at your parents. I think you're mad at your body.
That too.
I think they're the easy target because they were so they did such a bad job with you. And it's okay to be really mad at your body. The one thing, man, can I just have this one thing? God, can I just have one thing?
Yeah. It feels like I was going to get like something, I feel like I've been a good person.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like I've done a lot I've done a lot of hard stuff in my life. And I just want the one thing I've always wanted to be easy.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And you see every family member getting somebody knocked up, and you see every 16-year-old with unwanted, right? You see it all over the place, right?
Oh yeah.
And it just it puts gasoline on that fire.
Yeah. And it just feels like, why me?
Yeah. And so let me tell you, the question, why me, is a question that doesn't have an answer. But it's an invitation to all sorts of mental and spiritual and physical dysregulation.
Yeah.
Okay. Of all I'll tell people all day long, I'll tell you, be super pissed at your body, be upset. I have a friend who really, really struggled with infertility, and she was like, "I didn't have a period every month of my freaking life since I was 11 until now to not be like," she was cracking me up, and we were both like crying together. Like, be upset at the whole thing. You have been living in a world where oh man, I'm going to say it this way. You've been living in a world where you woke up and the score was already 100-0 and you were losing. Right? And so you thought, I can put 500 points in this bucket and it will balance out cosmically. And there's few things more terrifying than realizing that nature and the world don't work that way. That instead of stacking the deck with kindness and generosity and well-being and peacemaking, not peacekeeping, peacemaking, because it's just right and because it gives us a simpler day-to-day present, it's easy to start stacking the deck thinking that there's going to be an ROI on it for us. It's going to pay us back someday.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just not how it works. And that's devastating when we realize that. So what I would tell you is don't spend the energy. The one thing I'm going to tell you, feel your feelings, man. Be upset, be raged out, be angry, be frustrated, weep bitterly. But put to bed the question, why me? And instead say, why me? Or not why me. Instead, ask yourself, what am I going to do next?
What am I going to do next?
Because it is.
I shouldn't even I guess I'm just so upset with my parent. I mean, I know I have to separate the two. My being mad at my body, but I guess I don't understand, or I'm struggling with the now that I'm starting this journey, that these feelings about my parents have like risen to the top. Like it's keeping me up at night. Like just thinking about the chaos that I was raised in and how.
Because it's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah.
Because you want this so badly, and you know what kind of parent you're going to be, and they just got it. It fell from the sky for them, and they were flippant about it, and they abused it.
Yeah.
And every second you spend thinking about them is a choice to be less joyful in your present. They're not worth your time. They're not worth the space in your soul. They're not worth even considering in the same thought pattern as this future baby you're going to hold one day.
Yeah.
It's not. And here's the deal. Your body's trying to keep you safe because you weren't for a long time. And so when things got scary and things got hard and things got frightening, we went back to the old ways, the old lessons that we had learned. And you've been a parent since you were very, very young.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's time to let the little kid off the hook. She needs to be done being a parent now.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you hear me say this all the time. It's one of the most therapeutic exercises in the science literature bears it out, but more importantly, just the people that I interact with on a daily basis. Have you sat down and written that letter to your parents yet that you'll never give them?
No.
Yeah, you need to do that. And it's probably going to be 3 different letters. And one of them will be, how dare you? I can't believe what happened. The second one will be, it's not all bad. Here's what you gave me. Because of you, here's who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is, here's what you missed. And here's what you're going to miss. Because me, Chrissy from Boston, freaking Massachusetts, spending some time at some Harvard bars, right?
Of course, best city. Hey.
It's a close second to Houston, but Chrissy from Boston drinking a lager. Listen,
our sports teams do always win, though. Just saying.
I mean, y'all finished last place, and the Astros in the World Series right now, but it's cool. We can talk about that later.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Hey, the Astros beat the Yankees. Can we all agree on that? That was good.
Okay, for now.
But hey, we're moving on. Now you got a new journey. Now it's about, okay, cool. My body didn't line up how I thought. I'm going to grieve it. I thought this picture was going to look like this, and it didn't. I'm going to be heartbroken for a season. And then I'm going to take care of myself because I'm a person who takes care of my body. And I'm going to eat right, and I'm going to exercise. And my husband and I are going to have tons of fun practicing this thing that we're doing because it's awesome. And I'm going to trust my doctors. And can I give you one piece of wisdom on the IVF journey?
Of course.
Have a finish line in mind before you go down that road.
Yes.
Here's how much money we're going to spend. We're going to try this many times. There's so many eggs we're going to fertilize. This is our plan, and we don't go past it without several months of hard thinking and prayer time if you're a person of faith and wisdom seeking, because it can become its own nightmarish journey, and you're going to wake up and be 200 grand in the hole, and it's going to be a mess.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if the day comes, one of the ways I keep myself well is I always am out on the optimistic side of things. Things could turn out really, really great. And I always hold very loosely, they might not.
Yeah.
They might not. And so make peace in your heart, make peace inside, make peace with your husband, make peace with your friends and your community. That motherhood may look different. May look different. I don't think it is. I think the IVF is going to work. I do. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just putting it out in the universe, but I think it's going to work. But if it doesn't, it won't be because you did something wrong or didn't do enough good to balance out the other side of the ledger. And it won't be because your parents were extra mean. Sometimes things just are. Sometimes things just are. Then we own what is, we acknowledge reality, and then we ask ourselves that terrifying question, what are we going to do next? Hang on the line, my friend. I'm going to send you a couple of things. Number one, I'm going to send you Own Your Past, Change Your Future. Read that book. It's talking about healing from trauma, and it's got some ways. It's going to walk you through the letter writing. And I'm going to send you Questions for Humans, Couples Edition. I want you and your husband to stay connected during your IVF journey. Don't let the metrics and the numbers and the holding your breath pull y'all apart. Y'all stay connected as you can. Okay. Thank you so much for being brave and for walking through your journey with us. When you get pregnant, let us know. Let us be the second to know, and we'll tell the world.